Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are doing a very long-awaited build. It is the Hufflepuff Common Room. I would like to take this opportunity to apologise to all the Hufflepuffs out there. One, this took a long time to get to, and number two, the Hufflepuff Common Room turned out a bit weird. I'm so sorry. I tried my best. Look, I built the Hufflepuff Common Room so early on within building Hogwarts. I think it was like the very first thing I put down besides the kitchen and the Great Hall. Like, it was really early on in the piece, and I only really put down this square right here opposite the kitchens, and I thought, yeah, that'll be the Hufflepuff thing, and it'll be double story, so it'll go down a level and I'll just have everything in there. Not knowing how ambitious and grand my building style actually was going to turn out to be, that's nowhere near enough room. So in doing so, I've built a whole Hogwarts around this little template of a Hufflepuff Common Room, and when it's time to actually go and build the Hufflepuff Common Room, I was really struggling for space, and then for whatever reason, the Sims would just not let me build the way I wanted to build. Like, my first instance was that I was going from a diagonal Great Hall, which means I have a diagonal kitchen and Hufflepuff Common Room, and then I wanted it to interconnect in the dungeons, because I couldn't get it to connect, well, I sort of could. I could get it to connect above ground, but I also wanted it to connect to the rest of the castle below ground, and meeting a diagonal build with a standard shaped build is really hard sometimes. So there was that, and also for whatever reason it just would not let me build a certain way. Like, I wanted to build like bedrooms on, you know, opposite sides of all the common rooms and everything, but it just would not let me. For whatever reason, the Chamber of Secrets below has bugged the area above it, so I just could not do it. So I had to really fiddle with it, and it turned out a really weird sort of L-shaped kind of thing. You can see it here. So you've got the bottom bit, then you've got that bit that juts out over there. So really had to dig deep on this one and take some creative liberties, but I think it turned out absolutely charming. For the build style, as you can see, I'm going in with some very heavy wood tones and some very bright yellows. So the idea of this was I wanted to combine Hufflepuff, but I wanted it to be like the Shire Hufflepuff. So I put a tree in the middle of their common room. So I knew very early on that I wanted to do a tree in the Hufflepuff Common Room. I just feel like they'd lend themselves to that sort of naturey wood tone cottagecore vibe, just a little bit more than other houses. So that's what ended up happening. So I'm going through and I'm like trying to find the perfect tree. Got this light one, but I don't actually end up using it. I end up using this nice yellow one because it's not too big or tall. It doesn't intrude on anything. And then I just start building around it. But it was very much a trust the process. So I've got bench seats going down, I got planters out and everything. And then I go into the standard common room build, you know, your couches, your bookshelves, your fireplaces and everything, and try and give it a little bit of charm and everything. But definitely the Hufflepuff Common Room is the weirdest, but it's also like pretty fun as well. So I think I go in through and I put some orange trees down, but I make them yellow. I'm not sure how that works. And then I just go through and I try to make everything as makes sense as possible, because I was working with a really weird space, and I could see that bit that jutted off to the left, and I knew that was going to have to be the bedrooms, but unfortunately it has like 2 exits to it. So it's got one that's in that circular sort of room that comes from the rest of Hogwarts, and then you've got another that branches off from another end of Hogwarts. So it's got 2 entrances, technically 3 to the Hufflepuff Common Room. So I was very boxed in, and the way I actually end up solving the bedrooms is quite weird, but I hope everyone likes it. I hope everyone also likes these lampposts I put in. I was just like, it's too dark in here, and I need to add in some really big lighting. And I thought to myself, well, I've already got a tree, So why don't I put in some lamp posts and see what happens? And these ones, they feel magical to me, so I just dig them. I'm not too sure about the lanterns, but the lanterns were yellow, so I'm like, yeah, chuck it in. And I just hope it worked out well. It's very cottagecore weird. So yeah, but I'm just going in, trying to make it charming. I almost went in with just some basic beige tone couches, and then I'm like, no, it's yellow. It's got to be really yellow. Like, you need to look at this room and think, oh yeah, Hufflepuff. But Hufflepuffs deserve every goodness in the whole wide world. They're so lovely. And so I'm just going through, adding the couches, adding the tea areas. I do stick to theme and add them a little study nook area. Not as advanced as like the Ravenclaw study nook, for example. I think I only put like 2 desks in, but you know, that's the same as what the Gryffindor's got. And then I think Slytherin also got a few desks, but still not as many as Ravenclaw, but that really fits in theme, I think. So let's just keep it that way. So just going in with my bookshelves and trying to just fill up the space. I did have room to give them a little bathroom at the end, and even the bathroom came out a bit weird. I don't know what it was with this build, but it's a bit funny. So you will see me go back and do that bathroom towards the end, but I really do push the boundaries a little bit. So here I am trying to make this weird shaped common room make sense. So I just sort of section it out a little bit, add some lighting, and here I am putting in the second entrance, and then the third entrance is a bit towards the back of the accommodation area. So it's right back there. You can see it in the corner there. So I was like, where am I going to put the bedrooms? And there's not that much space. It's actually really little amount of space. So I thought to myself, okay, what can I do? So I started out going like this, and I was like, no, that looks weird and just weird. So I actually had the idea of making little bedroom nooks. It's very Hobbit, I will admit, but I was in a mood. So I built these really custom-made little sleeping nooks. They're not bedrooms with, you know, an enclosed space or anything, but it is sort of private. It could be private. But as you see, they're in sort of raised platforms, and once I put the doors down, you should be able to get what I'm swinging at. And it's sort of like, it's private, but it's still very community, I'll say. So everyone's in each other's space, but you know, there's an illusion of privacy there if you want it. So here I am going in with the doors, and I chose these shutter ones. You can still close it all off if you want to. I think I make 3 sleeping nooks, so not as many, probably the least amount of bedrooms as anyone has. Actually, scratch that. Gryffindor has 1 bedroom with 4 beds, so, you know, it's a bit of balancing act. You can make the decision on what's worse. But here I am, and this is our little sleeping nooks. And yes, it's open ceiling, but, you know, it's still funny looking, and I dig it. I reckon it could fit into the theme. So with every little sleeping nook, I wanted to add in, well, I toyed with the idea of adding in bunk beds, but then I'm like, oh no, I can't do this to them. That's too much. It's like no privacy whatsoever, and I can't put anyone in a bunk bed in this Hogwarts build. That would just be too cruel. So here I am doing the study nooks, and then I eventually go in and I do the sleeping nooks. And the sleeping nooks comprise of, I believe, a dresser, a bedside table, a bed, a rug, and some general clutter. So you do get some general little things to make it your own. I did toy with bunk beds for a hot minute, then I thought, no, it's too much. So I go in with the curtain ones, and they're all pretty in yellow. And then I think one study nook was bigger than the other, so they get the luxury of having a nice desk in their little sleeping pod, but this is just me going through. I liked the idea of having the bed centered and not pushed off to the side. I just like the idea that it's very Victorian box bed, if you get my meaning. So yeah, I just liked that, and I gave them little candles and everything and little certain appliances, but it turned out so charming, honestly. here I am with the bathroom. Now, Hufflepuffs, please, 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 please forgive me, but I just did not give you any privacy. You didn't even have a chance at privacy. I'm so sorry. But this is your bathroom. Look, okay, admittedly, you do get bathtubs. Gryffindors didn't even get a bathroom, and the Ravenclaws got a toilet and a sink, but that's it. So you guys are probably living it up with the bathroom kind of thing. Yeah, and so you do get bathtubs. They're just unfortunately really, 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 really public. Sorry. But you know what? I was going for a theme, and it's all very community in the Hufflepuff common room. I'm so sorry. Anyway, that is really it for the Hufflepuff common room. I like how it turned out. I think I did the best I could with the space and the confinements that I had, but I think it's so charming. But thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.